I don't know why. Maybe I would have tried -3 times 8. But -3 plus 8 makes 5, so that's not it. Now, -4 times 6. -4 plus 6 is 2. Those are the numbers we want. So it would be x minus 4, x plus 6. This is called factored form or intercept form. So this is the answer to number 1. Now, I can picture the parabola, quite a bit of it anyway. I know that if I set these equal to 0, it'll give me x-intercepts. So I have one at 4 and one at -6. I know since it's positive in the front, it opens up. So I know quite a bit about it already, just being able to factor it. One really good asset is to know the axis of symmetry just by looking at it. Could anybody figure out the center of those two numbers? Can you look at that and see the middle? What is the middle of -6 and 4? What's in the middle of that? Gabe, what's in the middle of -6 and 4? Where's the middle? Oh, we're guessing 5? Where's the middle? Yeah, it would be -1. So if I have this, then I have these points, then I can count in to find the middle. And so counting in, counting in, counting in, counting in. Here's the axis of symmetry at x equals -1. But actually in number 2, what's it say we're supposed to do? Find the axis of symmetry. So we just found it by understanding what symmetry means. Symmetry means the middle. But who remembers the formula for axis of symmetry? Yes, it's -b over 2 times a. I'm trying to think, is that on your formula sheet? I don't think it is. So I'm going to calculate the axis of symmetry. Even though Nevaeh, she just counted inward from the middle of the intercepts to find it visually. There's lots of opportunities to utilize that skill. I'm going to do -b over 2 times a. So that's -2 over 2 times 1. That's -2 over 2, which is -1. So the formula verifies the -1 that was the center of those two factors. Cool. Now we know the axis of symmetry. Anybody put this into Desmos yet? Want to verify any of this stuff we're doing? All right, it says find the axis of symmetry and the vertex. So go ahead, find the vertex. So what's this minimum point? How low does it go? What is the vertex? You got a 7? Oh, this is just a guess. I don't know how low it goes. I don't know how low it goes. Maybe it goes really flat. Maybe it goes really low. I don't know. Until I do some math, I don't know. Jessica, do you have any good ideas about finding vertex? If we know the axis of symmetry, we can calculate the vertex. Do you have good ideas? No. I'm doing a full review of quite a bit of time right now. Not sure if you remember factoring, but
If I put that into the Amos or Desmos calculator, would that give me the answer?
yeah. Well, you mean the graphing calculator, right? Yeah, Nevaeh? You got it on Desmos, right? All right, so two people are headed to Desmos graphing calculator to find the vertex visually. Can anybody remember how to find it mathematically so we can check it with that online picture? You're not always going to have access to just an online graphing calculator. How can we find it mathematically? Aaron, do you know? You don't know what to do with that -1? Vladimir, what do I do with my -1?
Oh, that's right. 24. Why is 24?
Once you have your x equals -1, in order to find the vertex, you take the -1 and you plug it in here and here, and you calculate it. Remember, after you do the formula -b/2a, you get your answer. You always take that answer, you plug it into the original problem, and that'll tell you the y value of the vertex. Have you done it yet? You plug -1 in? Yeah, do it. Or did you just look it up on Desmos? Plug -1 into the problem. Okay, I'll do it mathematically. I'm glad you did it on Desmos. That's good. But you also have to do it mathematically. What I'm going to do y equals -1 squared plus 2 times -1 minus 24. You plug into the problem. You plug it into the original equation. Do you remember doing that, David, or did you always just do Desmos? But do you remember doing it now that I'm telling you? So you put it in. You remember, Abby? So that would be a +1 minus 2. That's -1. Is it -25? Yes. So looking at Desmos, everyone is confirming that the vertex is -1, -25. So my sketch up here was probably not low enough. If this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They would have to go kind of way down here. That's my visual. So I got to plug in and do some math before I really know how low it goes. But to find the center, I just had to count inward from the x-intercepts, which I got from solving that, making it equal 0. Okay. So believe it or not, I've just reviewed a lot of concepts with you. If you're sitting in this room, you just got a review of almost a month of material. I reviewed with you how to factor. I reviewed with you putting these on the x-axis. I reviewed an axis of symmetry. We plugged in and got a vertex. It's a lot. Now, number 3 says rewrite the problem in vertex form. This is new. So now we're starting with new material. All of that stuff you've been told before this year. This form called vertex form is brand new to you right now. So when I look at standard form ax squared plus bx plus c, factored form, and vertex form, they all have the same a value. So here a is 1. So when I go to put this in vertex form, I'll have a 1 there. And then the vertex goes in the h spot and the k spot. So it's -1. So it's x minus 1 squared minus -1 squared. minus 25. So it's x plus 1 squared minus 25. That's number 3 for your bell work. The vertex go in the H spot and the K spot. Wow, Alright, we got a couple of days of work right here in this handout, so don't lose it. I won't be collecting it today, but I will be collecting it. This is all about vertex form.
Oh.
Ava, Genevieve, pass these all around.
Baldwin, can I borrow a pencil?
James, please get that off your desk, that phone, please. Actually, close your Chromebooks, everybody. You know what? I take that back because I do not mind you looking at Desmond. So you can look at Desmond as much as you want. Sorry.
Can I get a pencil, please?
Right here you go.
That's fine. Father, does it mean that we have a test soon that we're reviewing?
No. You have a text. You have a quiz next week. So it's next week soon. You have nothing scheduled this week. Next week. Well, because we've been in this chapter for a while. We're right about that, and we do a lot of testing in here. Okay. If you have a highlighter, go ahead and use it. We're talking vertex form. You guys, I have a whole pile of papers to credit for 4th quarter. Look at this. You guys, this looks very similar. But this one says standard form. And this one says vertex form. So I got this from a lot of you. I'll be passing out soon. This goes into 4th quarter. So there's a standard form. There's a vertex form. This one you don't get your own handout for, but this one you do. So at some point I'll pass these back, but I'll be collecting these vertex form. So more than one form of a quadratic. Long story. Okay. Underline or circle or highlight. H and K are the vertex. You know what I think is the most visually unique thing about vertex form is the exponent. Notice that there's a power of 2 in the parentheses and the 2 in the parentheses. All right, let's go ahead and label A. A will show a stretch, a shrink, and it'll show if it's a reflection. So if there's a negative sign there, your parabola goes down. The arrows point down. So A is pretty important. It does the same thing in all three forms. A is always there. There's a negative in front, that guy opens down. Now H will show a horizontal translation. So that's a shift left or right. And it's opposite of how it looks. And lastly, K. K shows a vertical translation up or down. You know, once you start your combo. So there's a lot to be said for vertex form. I will tell you this here and now, most people prefer vertex form to standard form. Standard form really tells you nothing. You have to rewrite it. You got to do a formula to find the vertex. Vertex form will actually show you what the vertex is in the numbers. The number in the H spot and the K spot show you vertex form. Do you guys remember the parent function? You don't remember that? Y equals x squared? You got the table? Let's hear it.
Oh, okay. So the table starts with -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, and then the y is you want me to give you like the place on the graph it is, or just the answer?
Just
Okay. It would be 4, 2, 0, 2, 4, or 1 squared.
yeah, 1 times 1 will be 1. Yeah, that's your, this is the one I said to memorize. So I'm wondering, can you visualize it? This is the parabola that's right at the center. It's not stretched or shrunk. It's just x squared. There's no numbers before it or after it. It always starts right at the origin. It goes over 1, up 1, over 2, up 4. And then we talked before about the next ordered pair would be 3, 9, and then 4, 16, and then 5, 25. Only for the very first stop. It changes because it's non-linear. It changes. Only linear functions hold the same up and over all the way through.
On the y side of the graphic thing is a 4 1 on the top. It's the with the minus. It would be negative.
This guy right here? That? Nope. Because -2 times -2 is a +4. Genevieve, go ahead and fill this out. You want to know that one? That's the one you're supposed to have memorized. And then you typically compare all of them to this one. That's what we're going to do. Domain, all real numbers, range y greater than 0. So we're going to go in your first skill with vertex form is we're going to look at 6 equations and just say exactly how they'll be different from this parent function y equals x squared. Okay, so in this case, I would say h equals 4. And the reason I said fine, keep your Chromebook open is if you want to put this into Desmos, you may. You may practice that. And this is going to be shifted right 4 units. And then I also want to tell what the vertex is. The vertex is 4, 0. Gosh, I know a lot. I know a lot from this 4. I can visualize it. It's this exact one, but I would count every dot right 4. It's this exact shape counted right 4. It's a translation. Just like you did in pre-algebra with shape, but now you're doing it with a parabola. I would count it right 4. There's no up or down. Can anybody tell me why it doesn't move up or down? There's no K. Yes, but I would really like how you said K. K shows up at the end. It's not in parentheses. If there's no K, there's no up or down. Just right or left. Okay, and then number 2 is down. We're going down. Number 2. Is this 6? Is it an H value or a K value? This is a K value because it's not in parentheses. H is in parentheses. K is not. K equals 6. So this is up 6 units. It's this exact red one, but I would count it up 6, vertical slide up 6. So the H is going to be in parentheses with a 2, and the K is a regular number. And that gave us the most important question maybe here today. Which one's H and which one's K? Yeah, go ahead and apply it. Nathan, what are you doing? Are you on this one? Are you trying to type in number 1? I'm glad you are. Go for it. I'm not telling you to stop. Just curious. All right, so what's this 1/3 going to be? Would we call that A, H, or K? I don't mind it. I mean, K has to be away from the X. The 1/3 is actually considered an A value. A is 1/3. So what we call this is a vertical shrink. So this is going to be smushed. It's going to be 1/3 as tall. It's like it hasn't grown up yet. It's only 1/3 of its height. Like a smush. I don't know the technical term for a little person. I don't think they go by that. A little person? Yeah. I'm not here to define people, but this is a little parabola. It's 1/3 the height of the parent. You can just say it's a 3-year-old. It's a 3-year-old. 3-year-old is just a 1/3 the height of a parabola. Alright, getting into it. Alright. So this is A equals -1. What would a -1 be called? So this is a flip. It's like someone standing on their hand. They're in a handstand. The -1 flips it over. Their hands are going down instead of up. Same size person, flipped over, reflected. Dive, I think, than a handstand, but what's the difference between a dive and a handstand? Yes, number 5 has A, H, and K. The H is the most difficult. Yeah. Like when you dive, you change elevation. Like yeah. So reflection's more like a dive. You flip over. I guess it's more rotation. Yeah, A would be -1. So this is reflected. Now here's the hard part, the H. H is actually -3. So annoying. So this one is left 3 units. It's opposite of what it looks like. Did you guys catch up here when I wrote the word opposite? So it's because right here there's a minus sign. Like when I plugged for ball work, when I plugged a -1 in, it looked like x minus -1, and then I wrote it x plus 1. That's actually a -3 plugged in there, so that's left 3 units. And the 5 is the last one, that's the K. Yep, K equals 5, which means we're up 5 units. So that number 5 shows 3 different transformations all in one. And I could draw it. Left 3, up 5, flip down. I could draw that right now. Maybe I'll just do it. So here's what number 5 looks like. And the more you can picture it, just looking at the transformations, the better off you are. So I took the parent, I went left 3, up 5, and I made the arrows go down. Okay. And last one, A equals 2, so it's tall and skinny. This is the height doubled. We got double height on number 6. And then it's also dropped down 4. That's the front done. Good job. We're ahead of schedule. We're ahead of schedule, everybody.
You know, Miss, we should just finish this today instead of being on a couple of days. Or just,
Get this done. Move on.
yeah, free time. That's free time.
Yeah. I'm ready for the second page when you are. Go ahead and look at it. Check it out. Look at your artist. Look at this slide. Oh my gosh. First off, the directions are out of control. Determine y-intercept, no, vertex, maximum, domain and range, and graph. Holy cannoli. I might shorten that a little bit. All right. I don't know about determine the y-intercept. I'm going to skip that for now. Can you determine the vertex that I'm more interested in? So the vertex is HK. I'm going to rate the model at the top if you guys want to as well. It's x minus h squared plus k. So the vertex is the h and the k. So I'm going to highlight it. It's the 6 and the -4. It's weird how the 6 doesn't take the minus and the 4 does. Alright, so go ahead and plot it. You guys go to 6, -4. And there's the center of this. And since we know that's the center, we can put a dashed line through it also. So I can start to visualize. I know it opens up because there's a positive, there's no negative here. So I can pretty much picture this parabola. Some of you might be able to draw it right now because you know it's over 1 up 1, over 2 up 4. So if you can draw it, feel free. All right, so let's make a little table right here. It says to use a table. So let's do that. The vertex is always the center of the table because it's the center of the parabola. And then you go to left and to right. So let's break this up so it works. We don't have to do every number. Why don't you guys and James and Rihanna and Vladimir, you guys plug in 4 and tell the room what you get. So you're plugging in 4 right here. And you're doing the math to see what Y you get. All right, Ava, Genevieve, Karma, Kaylee, Abby, Alexis. You guys do 5. You guys are plugging in 5. You're putting it in right here. Okay? You got it, guys. There's 6 of you. One of you has to do it. Kaden, Nathan, Nevaeh, you guys have 7.
No, this ain't it.
Kaden, Nathan, Nevaeh, you guys have 7. The rest of you guys are plugging in positive 8. You're putting an 8 right here and then trying to get the right number out. You can use the scientific calculator or do it by hand.
What's that?
So we're dividing and conquering.
So we gotta plug in 7.
No, I don't know who's next, but
Yeah, for the
Kerm,
So that would be
Kerm.
negative 1 power.
What we're plugging into is x minus 6 squared minus 4. So I'll start with 5.
So there's only 1. Once the power of 2 is just 1. It's 1.
Alright, so if I was to plug in 5, it would be 5 minus 6 squared minus 4. That's what you're trying to simplify. If I told you 7, you're doing 7 minus 6 squared minus 4. If I told you your group 4, you're doing 4 minus 6 squared minus 4. Lastly, if I told you 8, you're doing 8 minus 6 squared minus 4.
I think that's not
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. You guys don't have enough room on your paper. How are you guys making this work? Try to fit it in somewhere. I'm totally out of room. Alright, who did I tell 4? Did I tell you guys 4? Did you guys get 0? Yeah, I got 4. Vladimir, did you do it? Did you do it? What are you about, Vladimir? Like you're not here. Did you plug in? Take your hood off. Alright. 0. Good job. If you didn't get 0, try it again. Now 5. What'd you guys get? 5 minus 6 is negative 1. Actually, I got negative 1 right here. 5 minus 6 is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 goes positive. So it's negative 3. Pretty close. 5, negative 3. And Kaylee, what'd you get? Did you do it, Kaylee? Were you using that calculator, Abby?
No, I was like doing it, but like I was like.
Just make sure you put parentheses around the negative. Alright, now whoever I said this one to, that would be 1 squared minus 4. Negative 3. Negative 3. Which is just like when we graphed from standard form, there's symmetry. Remember, I said if you find 2, you can reflect them. That holds true here for vertex form as well. And then 8, the rest of you guys had to do 8. 0. Good job. 8, comma 0. So guys, there's symmetry here on the vertex again. That's what happened when we made a table for this form. We saw the same numbers repeated top and bottom in the table for this form. Seems the same numbers. Now go ahead and plot them and see if you can plot them in the right spot on that graph provided. Oh, you finished this one. Have you plotted these points yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see that. How far are we at? You stay up later on your break bottom there? What did you guess? I was gonna say. Yes, that looks nice. Really nice. Now try to make it. Did it go too quick? Sorry. I'm excited about the picture. Think about domain and range. Yes. But it has been discussed. Nice. Cheap graph. So positive 4. You got it. You got it. This is the vertex. Yes. Oh, number the next one. Yeah. Just gonna do a negative 3 because this number's opposite. So since it says plus, I write negative. Nice. Okay. So let's just finish this out. Dot, 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 dot. Try to not make it look pointy. Arrow, arrow opens up. So the minimum is negative 4. And there is a none maximum. If it has a minimum, it does not have a maximum. The domain is all real numbers, and I'm going to use the fancy symbol. And the range is y is greater than negative 4. And once you're finished that one, you can log out of your Chromebook. And if your name starts in A through K, you can take it to the cart, put it in the right spot, and make sure the opening is up. Yeah.